Hey everybody, welcome to Life on Goldman Road. Tonight we are going to do a supper of convenience. It's not anything special. It was just something kind of quick and easy. Not a whole lot of ingredients to deal with, and I just didn't really want to do a whole kitchen hoo-ha because I've been working on it today, and I didn't want to dirty up a lot of dishes. So we are going to do some ground meat with some au gratin potatoes, and we're going to combine the two and make it an all-in-one dish meal. It is something that Clarence and I have done for years when we need something that is quick and it's just strictly a meat and potato meal. So we are going to get started on that. I have our ground meat, which is venison. I defrosted in the microwave because I did not get it out this morning to defrost. And then we have our box of au gratin potatoes in the back, and I will show you how this all comes together. So let's get started. We are going to get started browning our ground venison. I told you I would wind up saying ground beef. We're going to use 3 cheese potatoes. It has a savory sauce with Romano, Parmesan, and cheddar cheeses. So we're going to mix this together as the instructions on the box. Nothing big there. We're going to preheat our oven to 400. Let me put my eyeballs on because 450. We have a 9x9 or 8x8 casserole dish. We're going to combine 2 cups of boiling water, 1 tablespoon of margarine or butter. We're using butter, and 2/3 cup of milk. We're also going to put in the potato sauce mix and the potato slices. Now we're going to, of course, add our ground beef to this. We're going to go ahead and get it browning. We're going to do probably some salt and pepper, and I may go ahead and put some onion in this as well. I'm trying to do minimum tonight. Like I told you, I've been cleaning today, and I am one of these that if I am interrupted in cleaning, it's really hard for me to get back at it. I just, yeah, it's hard. So we're going to try to keep the momentum going. I'm going to get this started so it can get in the oven. And if we choose to eat just this tonight, it's okay. If I pair it with another vegetable, you know, that will be fine too. But right now we're going to get this started so it can go in the oven, and I can continue working as this does its thing, and I don't have to just babysit it the whole time. You probably saw in the first segment of this video, and you can probably see now, dirty dishes in my sink. Life, people. I've got to load the dishwasher and unload the dishwasher and load it back up. But you probably saw my cutting boards behind me in the first segment of this video. I oiled my cutting boards today, so they are sitting, absorbing the oil that they need to, and becoming beautiful. This is something that you need to do regularly for your wooden cutting boards. You don't want them to dry out because they can start breaking or cracking. So you need a really good conditioner and oil for your cutting boards. So what I'm doing here, and I'm going to do this right quick, and then I'll reposition the camera so you can see what I'm doing. But all I'm doing right here is just chopping up an onion, and we're going to go ahead and get it browning with the ground venison. No biggie, just a little bit more flavor in our dish. Okay, we have, let me turn this around so my left-handed self can hold on to it. Alright, so we have our venison browning. I don't like to thaw my meat in the microwave. Since we were going to brown it up anyway, it didn't matter if some of the edges dried out or things like this. So we're just going to get this chopped up and cooking so we can get our onion in there with it. Now I am going to go ahead and finish chopping our onion. We have half of the onion chopped already. So we're going to add that in so it can start cooking. And we're just going to get this other side chopped up right quick. Alright, into the pot. Perfect. Add something else to the sink. Alright, let me get this onion stuff off my hands. We're going to get our onion incorporated. Alright. I think our meat is broken up enough that we can switch over to a different little utensil. I'm sure y'all hear my dogs. They come in to visit. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, this is what I used on my my butcher blocks, my cutting boards. Clarence picked this up for me today at Lowe's. I will link this below so you can check it out. These dogs, they gotta act up whenever they get a chance. That is their favorite thing to do. So we're going to continue browning our ground venison and our onions. And while we are waiting on this, I'm going to go ahead and get 2 cups of water on to boil. So we will be ready to mix in the sauce packet and melt the butter and things like that. Okay, our ground beef has browned, so we're going to let that sit for just a second. I'm going to take this tablespoon of butter and put in our 2 cups of hot water, and I'm going to take the sauce packet from the box, and we're going to get that mixed in pretty good. Try to get all of our lumps out of it. Oops, that's pretty good. We have our milk already here in our pan, so we're going to go ahead and pour our cheese mixture water on into it as well. Now, like I said, this is just the directions from the box, so we are good. Now, this is kind of the tricky part, always to me anyway. Trying to get the ground beef mixed in and the potatoes. So we're going to do a little at a time, try to get them all in there. And of course, I'm sure I'll spread it all over the counters. Seem to be good at that today too. Okay, let's add a few of our potatoes. Go back with our meat mixture. We'll get all of it in there this time. Okay. Okay. And our potatoes. And then I like to take it and just kind of get them all mixed in. Try to get them under that liquid level. If they're on top, it's okay. Now this says bake uncovered for about 25 minutes. Our oven is preheating. So as soon as it comes to temperature, do you know what I forgot to do? We did not add salt or pepper. So while we wait on the oven to preheat, we're going to add some salt and some pepper and zhuzh it around and incorporate it. Just like that. All right, as soon as our oven comes to temp, we will put this in uncovered. While we're waiting, I'll show you the cutting boards that are soaking up their oil. This is one of them. You can see the sheen on it. It's still working. If there's any extra left on this, we'll just take a soft cloth and wipe it off, but I want to give it time to soak in. Did the back side as well. We did our big cutting board, which turned out beautiful. And of course, the main one that I was worried about getting too dry was the one that my friend made. And I may have to add a little bit more to this because it's thicker. You can see it right there. It's probably an inch thick. So you can see it's got some spots on it. Our oven is ready, but they're soaking in pretty good. So we may put an extra coat on this one, but you always want to protect your cutting boards. So we're going to put those back up there to finish soaking up the oil, and we are going to get our supper in the oven. Let me wipe my hands off. All right, so going in the oven, 450 degrees for about 25 minutes, uncovered. We'll be back in a minute. Our timer has gone off, so we're gonna go ahead and get our, we'll call it a casserole. We'll get our casserole out of the oven. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. Here it is. Nice, crispy little edges on some of the potatoes. Everything is cooked through. You can top this with some extra cheese, which is, that sounds pretty good. Let me get some extra cheese. There's never too much cheese, right? So I have a little bit left over in this Fiesta blend, which is Monterey Jack, cheddar, queso, and Asiago. So we're just going to sprinkle a little of this on the top. The heat will just let it melt. And like I said, you can eat this as a meal on its own. It's just 5 o'clock. Clarence is hunting this afternoon, so he will not be home until just a little bit after dark. So I may put this back where it will stay warm, and maybe when he gets in, we'll add another vegetable to this. Maybe some sweet peas or some green beans or something like that. But this is it. Just in case I forget to show you my plate, I'm gonna let you see. And you have, if you can see that, you just have your potatoes and your ground meat. Lovely, lovely casserole, all in one dish. There you have it. All right, guys, thanks for joining me tonight in the kitchen. I'm gonna get back to my cleaning. We're gonna have supper a little later on, and it is gonna be so good. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for coming along with us. See you next time.